my beautiful people. Imagine waking up one morning and seeing this headline, flashing across your screen. Timini Egbuson spending 24 hours together with my sweet girl, Bimbo Ademoye. You would probably stop scrolling immediately. Wait, 24 hours? Oh my God, together? My sweet girl? Wow. Now that's a headline guaranteed to get to talk about. Before we drop into this fun inspired scenario, we all know that whenever these two step into the same room, magic isn't just created, it is completely guaranteed. Now let's imagine how this unforgettable day might unfold. The alarm clock rings at exactly 7 a.m. Timini stretches, checks his phone, and smiles. Today's schedule: 24 hours with Bimbo Ademoye. No movie scripts, no director shouting action. Just a day filled with laughter, conversations, friendly competition, and unforgettable memories. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, Bimbo is already awake. If you know her personality, you already know she's bringing energy from the very beginning. Before Timini even arrives, she's probably teasing him in a voice note. Don't be late, oh, I'm timing you. Timini replies with a laughing emoji. You have already started, and just like that, the fun begins. The first stop: breakfast. Now here's where things get interesting. Anyone who knows spend time with a natural funny person knows that breakfast isn't just about eating, it's about conversation, random stories, unexpected jokes. One minute they are discussing pancakes, the next minute they're debating which Nollywood character would survive the longest in a comedy movie. Somehow, Bimbo turns an ordinary breakfast into a full comedy show. The waiter is trying not to laugh. People at nearby tables are smiling. Smini just shakes his head and says, "You really have jokes every single time, every single situation." Instead of a super polished glam squad morning routines, viewers were greeted with a raw early morning energy. Timini showed up, to start. Within 3 minutes, Bimbo was ready, roasting his outfit, teasing his hair, and demanding to know why he was barging in before she had her morning tea. But beneath all that loud signature Nigerian banter was that deep, effortless comfort that only two people who genuinely adore each other can pull off. While preparing a chaotic breakfast together in the kitchen, the domestic energy was through the roof. Timini, playing the ultimate attentive, gentleman, was attempting to help out while Bimbo playfully criticized his kitchen skills. Watching Bad Boy T humbly take orders, chop ingredients, and serve Bimbo her meal with a soft, protective grin, had comment sections exploding within minutes. Shippers were flooding TikTok with clips. Timini handing Bimbo her plate, captioning it, "Find you a man who looks at you the way Timini looks at Bimbo over breakfast." Yay! As the afternoon rolls in, the 24 hours vlog, shifted from cozy domestic vibes to pure adventure. Whether they were riding around town, running casual errands, or cashing a relaxed indoor arcade lounge, the chemistry between them was completely magnetic. After the breakfast comes the biggest challenge of the day: who gets to choose the next activity? Bimbo says, "I picked breakfast, so you choose." Timini thinks carefully, then he smiles. "I hopefully you are ready." Immediately Bimbo becomes suspicious. "Why are you smiling like that?" Fans already know whatever Timini has planned is probably going to become another hilarious adventure. The next stop is a friendly game, maybe bowling, maybe mini golf, or maybe something completely unexpected. The competition begins. Bimbo confidently announces, "I'm definitely winning." Then Timini laughs. We haven't even started. 5 minutes later, Bimbo celebrates one lucky shot like she's just won an international championship. Timini applauds dramatically. Congratulations. Playfully bantering each other. Neither wants to lose, neither wants to admit the other is better. The score keeps changing. Fans, watching this imaginary vlog would probably be laughing from behind from beginning to the end. Around lunchtime, the conversation slows down. This is usually where the funniest stories come out. They begin talking about their first days in Nollywood, embarrassing audition moments, scenes that look forever to film, the funniest mistakes they have ever made on set. Imagine Bimbo trying to imitate one of our directors, Timini laughing so hard he nearly spills drinks. Then Timini shares one of his own behind the scenes stories. Now it's Bimbo's turn to laugh uncontrollably. Sometimes the biggest or best moments aren't planned. They are simply people enjoying each other's company. As the afternoon continues, someone suggests taking a walk, no cameras, no interviews, just fresh air and casual conversations. They begin discussing, movie, favorite actors, dream roles, the kind of stories they would love to bring to the screen. It's during conversations like these that audiences often remember why they admire talented performers. Passion for the craft is contagious. Of course, the internet would never allow peaceful work. Within minutes, with someone spots them. One photo appears online, then another. The captions begin. Bimbo and Timini together again. My favorite duo. Where's the next movie? And then naturally someone immediately jumps to conclusion. That's social media for you. Later in the day comes the ultimate challenge, cooking, or maybe at least attempting another cook. Now imagine people confidently saying this recipe is good. Timini nods. 10 minutes later, nobody knows where the recipe went. Someone forgot an ingredient, someone added too much spice. The kitchen becomes a comedy set. Floor, somewhere ends up on somebody's shirt. Both burst into laughter. In the end of the meal might not be perfect, but the memories certainly would. As evening approaches, they have decided to relax. Maybe they are watching one of their own movies. Now imagine how awkward and hilarious it could be. Then, one emotional scene begins. Bimbo covers her face. I don't like watching you myself. Timothy laughs. You have seen this movie before. Then one funny scene appears. Both starts laughing before the jokes even happens because they remember exactly what happened during filming. They begin sharing behind the scene memories, how many times it requires them, who forgot their lines, who couldn't stop laughing. Fans already always enjoy hearing those little stories because they remind us how much work goes into creating movie edits. Well, let's say maybe at the end of the vlog, Timini gave his sweet girl a long, tight, lingering farewell hug at the end. Viewers across the globe were sitting in front of their screens, clutching their chests. It wasn't a scripted romantic movie ending, it was just a genuine, beautiful, combination of a day spent in total harmony, whether on a high budget film or film set or just hanging out for 24 hours with zero script. Timini and Bimbo prove that true connection cannot be manufactured. It is what it is. So, what is the final takeaway from the legendary 24 hours link up? I want to hear from every single one of you in the comment section below because I know the Team B Nation is hyperventilating today. What was yours favorite moments from their 24 hours together? Was it the hilarious breakfast cooking section, the arcade battles, or that sweet emotional dinner talk? Drop all your favorite clips, sweet reaction, hot takes in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash the like button, share the videos with your Nollywood lovers, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.